Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where we have arrived at Melgobas, or at least I assume that we have. It seems to be a coastal town, because I can see the bay up ahead. And finally, we have reached the town. You have discovered Melgobas. Right now, where's the stable master? Ah! The smell of salt and the cries of gulls hang over the village of Melgobas. It's a fishing village. I guess that's appropriate.
Have you come to help? Good.
What, have I? Oh, okay. At first I thought that was a rep thing. No, that wasn't a rep thing. That was the stable master. Hello, you discovered it thing. All right, talk to Noradon in Melgobas. Oh, you, I guess that is.
Who are these fine folk?
That's the king, the queen, and the queen's brothers.
The king and queen have come to unfold us? I never thought I would see such a day as this.
For the Langstrang is so far from the White City, and it seems that we were just as distant from their minds, if not further. It must be they were impressed by the swords and spears that Lord Galazgil brought to bear during the war. He is greatly missed. You tell the man that Galazgil fought bravely on behalf of the king and brought honor to Unfalas. He smiles and holds up a hand. I rejoice to hear you say so, stranger, but it is unnecessary. His quality was well known to his people, and though his son Orgolas is still young, there is none who doubt that he will grow to be his father's equal. But do you bring pleasing words alone, or are you here to help us? We could use assistance thinning the links hereabout, and the Corsairs have an even more of a problem of late. Well, don't worry, dealing with Corsairs seems to be my specialty of late, so let's see. Defeat links near Melgobas and defeat Corsairs in the area. Okay. Here. The Cliffs of Langstrand. Okay. Then let's see what else we need to do about here before I head out. What about you?
Will you play a game with me? My sister is busy, so I've got no one to play with.
I'll hide somewhere, and you'll have to find me. I promise I won't go far. Oh, and go to the well over there, across the horses. Close your eyes and count slowly. You have to play fair after all. Okay, how high do I count? Oh, I guess we'll find out in a moment. Right, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh well, ollie up and oh, never mind. Let's go and let's first see if we can find him before we give up. Ooh. Oh, we can do that. We can at least explore the town as we look for him. Nope, not around here. Not around here. Well, there are the fishing boats. More cliffs. They do love their cliffs here. She's digging for something. Hello, what are you digging for?
Gondor will never be as it was.
The old woman barely pauses to acknowledge your presence. No, I do not require any help. She intones as she's repeated these words to many others. She continues digging for a while longer, but finally speaks to you again. A stubborn one, aren't you? Let me work in peace. If you truly wish to help, then find me some pebbles and a piece of driftwood. Well, I certainly will have no trouble finding driftwood in this place. There should be plenty along the beach here. Yes, that is an understatement. Well, all right. I'm assuming that it's safe to do something around here for the moment because she lives here. And no one lives in a place like this without knowing the tide. Or at least no one that lives to be more than a few years old. Ah, I think this is just the right size of driftwood. And she didn't say that she needed any of these ultra-large pieces, did she? I don't think so. So, let us continue on. Alright, what does she need them for? That's going to be a good question. Let's see. Maybe just to keep me busy so that she could do her work. Onyx is going to think that it's really very well hidden if I am spending time doing other stuff before going to him.
The evils of Sauron have marked this land, though he be gone.
I didn't think that you'd come back. Well, thank you. If my son were here, he would thank you too. I made sure that he had good manners after all. The Corsairs took him away, but the sea claimed him in the end. I have nothing to bury but this crate of seashells from his childhood. She utters no more words. Instead, she picks up her shovel and continues digging. Oh well. Well then, I suppose I should get back to looking for that kid. Now. Still trying to determine how high the tide must go. This is the... I would say that the tide should not routinely come above this line right here. They must have to regularly maintain the docks, though, if it comes... I just try to think if the docks regularly get beneath the water or anything like that. Ah, well... Yeah, because it looks like that... Hold on, let's see. So this is... Oh, this is at the same height as before. Alright, there seems to be a very, very definite minimum level where... Yeah, they will definitely not be having a garden here. If the tide regularly came over here. So I would say that the tide line, max tide line, is probably right around there. Just below where I am right now. Okay, now let's go. Oh! Poke! Hee hee! Oh, that was fun! Thank you! Well, may I tell you a secret? See, my sister, Hedra, she's been gone for a long time. She took Father's knife with her. I don't know what she's going to do, but she made me promise not to tell anyone. That sounds bad, right? What, that she made you promise not to tell anyone, or that you're telling me despite that? Hedra told me that she was going west, where there are a lot of Corsairs. The Corsairs that already took Father. I want them to hurt her too. Yes, please, please. Can you find her? I want her to come home, and I'm scared. Okay. I will look for Hedra. I mean, that sounds like a important thing to handle. In fact... Oh, I had to defeat Corsairs anyway, right? So if the Corsairs took Hedra and I need to defeat Corsairs, then I must go and look for Hedra. Impeccable logic. Now, he says that they're to the west. How far west and how high, and can I get there easily? Okay. Now, whether or not this route works, who knows? the further I go here, the less I like this route. There you go. Ah! Look at that. I guess that works. How about if I... Actually, I seem to be in the right area now. Don't ask me how this all got up here. Hey, have you seen any Corsairs in the area? I didn't think so. Ooh. You have discovered the wreck of the Kel Tesor. Oh yeah, there are definitely Corsairs here. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, the wreck of the Kel Tesor. Though some Corsairs fled the wreck of the Kel Tesor, many remained to harry the people of Melgobas. Defeating them may help find peace on the shores once more. Alright. So, defeat 10 Corsairs. Gotcha! And that works with my other quest to hunt Corsairs, and my other quest to find someone who's being held captive by Corsairs. How about that? Sometimes they all just go together. Now, where exactly is this wreck? Well, I assume that if there's a wreck here, then there was a storm, in which case, this driftwood might have been pushed up by the storm. A little bit of a storm surge. Now, were they sheltered from the storm surge, or did they have a non-routine high tide as a result of it? Well, I don't know. But if these splinters of wood are... Hold on, I think I found the ship. Yeah, that very definitely looks like a completely wrecked, useless ship. Hey! Is that your completely wrecked, useless ship? Yeah, I'm sure that will be a hard point with them. Now... Hey, have you seen a young girl around here anywhere? Looking for her father? Have you seen her father? No, alright. I guess not. See if I can find Hedra. I'm sure she's going to ask me to do something in any case. And that something is going to involve fighting a good number of Corsairs. Now, if she's anywhere near sensible, though of course coming to this area is an argument against that possibility, then she'll be something where she can't be seen by the Corsairs. Right? I hope. Yep, up, 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 up. Up around here, maybe? Ah. Well. A little older than I expected, but it'll do, actually. Now. Hey, you. Really? Sometimes. Okay. It's pointing me at the Seahawk, but it the client thinks I'm attacking one, and the server thinks I'm attacking the other. Alright, well, where were we? Oh, hello there. Are you Hedra?
Who are you? What do you want?
The girl whirls to face you, knife in hand. I should have known that Araku would tell someone eventually. The truth is, I wanted to avenge Father. Those Corsairs took him away, and I couldn't even do anything about it. I thought maybe if I could muster up the courage and fight them off, they'd have us, that they'd leave us alone forever. It sounds silly, doesn't it? Me fighting all those men, and I want to. I want to run in screaming and tear them apart. I'm so angry, but I'm also so scared. I've never hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. But they hurt Father, and he must be dead by now. What am I supposed to do?
None of this feels right.
As she looks down at her father's knife in her hands. Take this away from me, please. I don't think that Father would want me risking my life to hurt people with it, but what if you used it to free my other captives? And there must be still some surviving, right? There must be a chance. I'll wait here if you find any captives, and I can guide them to Melgobas. Well, at least she has some semblance of sense. Now, let's see if I can find any of these captives. Hey, could you tell me where I can find the captives? Yeah, no. Well, okay. I was about to say that he'll probably bleed to death before he comes back, but before I could say anything, I got the message. Now, let's see what we got here. I assume deeper inside is where I will find these captives. I mean, I'm assuming that when I find the captives, I'm going to see quest rings or something like that. Oh, and of course, we've got a camp here. A campsite. I was about to say it's a good place for prisoners, but it's also a good place to get overwhelmed, if you take my meaning. And now your turn. More raiders, and even more raiders. Hey, are you looking for a battle? Now, I was hoping there'd be some prisoners here, but apparently that is not the case. What I thought was a pair of corsairs just beyond that little campsite turned out to be a corsair guarding a prisoner. Hello?
My name's Woodnorth. I'll spare you the trouble of searching for more survivors. I'm the last one.
You say that there's a girl from Melgobas waiting nearby? Get me out of here and I'll make a run for it. He glances at the knife in your hands. Something changes in his weather-worn face, but you can't quite figure out what. After you free me from my bindings, could you give me that? I haven't got anything to defend myself with. Alright, I've got all these other weapons. I guess I can do that. There you go. Well, if we're lucky, that's the girl's father. Now, what else do I need to do? Is right, there weren't any other prisoners, so they have returned.
The moment I saw you holding that knife, I should have realized it was mine. But I didn't dare hope. Hope left me long ago.
These corsairs have been allowed to harass us for too long. The rest of the kingdom has moved on from the war, and yet Anfalas has been left to fester. Still, not all is lost. A stranger was kind enough to help my son and daughter, asking for nothing in return. A grin breaks across Rudder's face before he turns to Hedra. Let's go home. Let's go home. Well then, at least some things worked out there. Oh yes, I still need to clear out the links. With that matter settled, now let's find and deliver those ox parts.
I never thought to see the days of peace come again.
Your words have soothed many of my worries, stranger, but alas, there is work for me to do. Please wait here. It won't be long." In deft precision, the man cuts the ox parts into more manageable portions. He removes the offal as he works, setting it all aside into a bucket that presents it to you once he is finished. "Oh, would you like to feed this to the stray cats? If it weren't for their presence here, mice and other pests would be lurking at every corner." He nods to himself. "Noble creatures, each and every one of them." Alright, fine, so we will feed the extra bits to the cats. Hello? Meow. Alright, there you go. And are there any other cats around here? Sure. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Actually, this is one of them. Here you go. Here's another cat. This. There you go. Meow. There you go. These cats are pretty small. Yes, I know. This is coming from a hobbit. There's the last cat down here. There you go. Meow. So that means it's time for us to deliver our successful completion of the quest. Where's he at? Oh, over here.
The shadow of war is now behind us, and Gondor rejoices.
The cats don't forget those who help them, you know. Neither do I. Thank you for helping our family. There we go. With that settled, we can now speak to Noradun and tell him that we have dealt with the, let's say, overly feisty larger cats in the area. Alright, I took care of the Corsairs.
You took care of the beasts that threatened Melgobas?
Lynx and Corsairs both. Perhaps the king and queen knew what they were doing when they brought you with them to visit here at Langstrand. But there may be something more serious afoot than even those foes. A guard has come to Melgobas from Lord Carrion, and he looks worried. Perhaps he will share you with a member of the king's traveling party what has brought him here? So what has brought this worried person here? And what else do we need to do over here in Melgobas? We have to find that out in the next episode of the Song of Waves and Wind.